Hi everyone, I am Miriam Yeager, transformational life coach. Firstly, welcome to all the new ladies in the group. I am really happy to have you here. I wanted to talk to everyone today about remaining calm throughout your day and especially during challenging moments. Being calm is something, the way that we act in a moment is really something that's a choice that we make, whether we realize it, so it's on a very conscious level, or whether it's something we're not so aware of and it's really more on a subconscious level. Now, remaining calm really has everything to do with your mind, with how you think in the moment. So for those of you that are watching that are Jewish, I'm going to throw something Hebrew at you, and I'm going to explain it in English right after. So there's, for those of you that have learned Tanya, you know the concept of Mayach Shalat al Halev, which basically just means that the mind has control over the heart. So really at any moment, we choose how we want to be. We choose what our state of mind is. And our mind really has control over the feelings that we feel. So oftentimes when something doesn't go our way, we right away tend to focus on our feelings, that it made us feel really terrible and that we don't like the way it feels, right? So we tend to subconsciously or but really subconsciously, because generally when you're more aware, you're going to be more in tune with it. But when you're not aware, you right away let your emotions take control over how your entire mindset, right? So you're like, this doesn't feel good. I'm really not happy, and you kind of choose to kind of be. Not choose. You subconsciously kind of go into this state of like, I'm not happy right now. I want to feel angry, upset, depressed, whatever it is, that made you feel. Now, we really truly have full control by using our mind to control our emotions. So what happens is when you're faced with a situation that's kind of a little challenging, there's that moment before you react where you get to decide how you're going to react. Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get upset? Are you going to be sad? Are you going to scream because, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so difficult and so challenging? Or are you going to allow yourself to feel calm? Now, it's in that moment, and it's kind of like a golden moment where you really get to decide, and being able to the way to really be calm is really in that moment, really saying to yourself, what's the outcome going to be if I choose to be upset? What's the outcome going to be if I choose to be angry? Is it going to be a positive outcome? Am I going to feel good about it? Am I going to feel good about myself? Am I going to feel good about myself that I'm going to be sad, angry, depressed? Is that going to feel good? Is that going to be to my benefit? And if you're able to catch yourself in that moment and really say to yourself, you know what? That's not me being upset, angry, depressed, sad. That's not going to be for my better good. That's not going to make the situation better. It's not going to make me feel better. And me being able to really choose to be calm is what's going to have a better outcome in the situation, and it's going to make me feel better, and it's going to make me feel like I'm a better person because I was able to remain calm during a challenging moment. And being able to catch yourself in that moment is really, really crucial to be able to remain calm. Another thing that sometimes when it's a really, really challenging moment, sometimes, you're not able to catch yourself, right? And you go into this state where you're angry or you're upset or, whatever it is. And you don't have to stay there. You know, just because you've already passed that state and you've gone into, you've already passed the moment and you've gone into anger, depression, sadness, that doesn't mean you have to stay there. You know, as soon as you're able to recognize it for what it is, say, right now, oh my gosh, this made me feel really angry. And right now I'm feeling really angry. It's not helping the situation. It's not making me feel any better. It's not going to make me a better person. You can then go and choose to say to yourself, you know what, I am going to now choose to be calm. You know, so you can take a few breaths, you can relax your body. That makes huge difference. You know, the actual energy you're putting in into your body, as well as your breath, makes a tremendous difference in being able to really get to a calmer place. You know, and really just, like I said, just being aware of where you're at is how you're really able to kind of change it. And being able to change it is obviously much better than staying in that state, right? So it's really something that can be worked on. You know, you can start, if this is something that's totally new to you, then it's something that you can try and start implementing the next time that something happens that kind of like gets in your way, and you know, you can kind of try to catch yourself in the moment. Now again, if you don't catch yourself in the moment, you can always change it. And again, focusing on the fact that you have control over your emotions. Your mind is what controls your emotions. It really helps you realize that you can absolutely be calm in any situation, no matter how big or small the challenge is. Something that just kind of came to mind, a personal story of like when I had, I really was kind of tested a little, I was traveling this summer, so this was kind of a mom moment. I was still pregnant with my daughter, and I had my 2 kids with me, and I was traveling alone. And this was when I was on my way back. I landed in Florida, where I live, and I got out of the wrong terminal somehow. Now, I kind of realized as I walked out with my 2 kids, you know, being like 7 months pregnant, super tired after a long trip. So I had my 2 kids. I think I had like 2 suitcases, or I don't really remember, but I definitely had like a lot that I was carrying with me and a lot that I had to keep track of. And I realized that not only did I get out the wrong terminal, but it was literally like across the airport. So I'm like, you know, in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to walk like across? Like, it was literally like a 20-minute to half-hour walk. Super late at night. My kids were super tired, and I was really tired as well. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? But I said to myself, I was like, you know what? If I choose to be, you know, to show how challenging this moment is to my children, all that's going to happen is they're going to become anxious, and we're all going to be really anxious, and it's not going to be a good situation. So I said to myself, Miriam, you need to stay calm. Whatever happens, you're going to get through this. It's gonna be okay, and we're gonna do this. So anyways, it was one of those, it took me like literally forever to even be able to get into the area where I needed to. It was just the way it was set up. It was really odd. I couldn't get in, and then I had to walk another 10 minutes. And anyways, I ended up getting in, and then I couldn't find my car. It was like one of those moments where, like, you know, I kept telling myself, okay, everything's going to work out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're just going to get to the next point. And then literally each step, something else went wrong. So then I couldn't find my car, and I was like, I remember saying to my daughter, I'm like, it's going to be okay. Like, this is going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to find the car. We're going to be good. We're going to get home soon. And then, you know, I couldn't find my car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like in my head, trying to, you know, I kept telling myself, stay calm, stay calm. But it was like the weirdest thing. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe we parked somewhere else and I'm remembering wrong. And I remember actually, it was such a fascinating thing. My daughter actually said to me, where I kind of reached the point where I was like, oh my gosh, this this is enough already. Like I need to leave. I need to get out of here. And my daughter actually turned to me and kind of used the lines I said to her, and she's like, "We're gonna find it, Ma. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good." And it happened to be that it was really amazing to see, coming from a child, hearing those words was so incredible. Just seeing that a child, it picks up so much of our emotions and feelings and the way that we teach them. But anyways, in a few moments later, I ended up being able to find my car, and really me being in that calm state was what really, really helped me even just be able to find it and think clearly and just know that all was going to be okay. My baby actually just woke up, so I'm going to jump off. But I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that everyone watching this finds a moment in your life today or whenever, the next situation comes up where you feel yourself rushing, in your heart you're feeling anxious, depressed, angry, upset at whatever situation, and you kind of allow your mind to take over and say, you know what, I am going to be calm, because me being calm is going to make the situation better and is going to make me feel better and is going to be an overall positive outcome. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.